Here's how to actually get better at the violin. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Megan. I've been playing the violin for over 20 years. I have both my bachelor's and master's degrees in violin performance, and I am a Suzuki-trained teacher. If you're enjoying my videos, I highly suggest checking out my online violin academy, where I have hundreds of video tips and tutorials. You can find the link down in the description. Today we're discussing how to actually improve or get better at the violin. There is nothing more frustrating than feeling like you're not making progress. Maybe you're struggling to find time to practice. Maybe you're practicing and you're just not seeing that progress. Well, that stops here and now. So the first thing that you have to do to get better at the violin is practice. You probably knew I was going to say that, right? There is no way around it. If you're not practicing, you are not going to improve. As adults, we are so busy. I'm sure that there is so much on your plate. Maybe you have a really stressful job. Maybe you work really long hours. Maybe you have a family to take care of. Whatever the case, I understand that you're being pulled in a million directions all at once. With that being said, you have to make violin a priority and really schedule out your time to practice. I don't know about you, but if I don't put something in my planner, it's not going to get done, and violin practice is no exception. So if you're not practicing your violin, that's where you need to start. Now, if you are practicing your violin but you're not seeing progress, that's a completely different thing. If that's the case, you need to practice more efficiently. You need to make sure you're always mentally engaged while you're practicing. Have you ever driven someplace and completely forgot how you got there? Yeah, me too. We don't want practice to be like that. We need our mind engaged at all times. With that being said, you're not going to be perfect. Some days you're going to be tired, or you're just going to be stressed thinking about other things. And that's okay. What matters is what you do most of the time. You also need to make sure you're using the correct practice technique for the thing that you are trying to fix. So I hope this goes without saying, but when you practice, you should have a specific goal. And then you should use practice techniques that will work towards that goal. So say your goal is to work on intonation. Practicing with a metronome probably isn't going to help. Neither will focusing on your tone. What might help is practicing with a tuner or a drone. If you're interested in specific practice techniques, I highly recommend the book, The Practice Revolution. This is not sponsored or anything, but I read that and I loved it. It has so many ideas for specific practice techniques that you can use to solve specific problems. Besides practice, the next thing that you absolutely need in order to get better is feedback. If you don't know what you're doing well and what you need to improve on, then how are you going to be able to practice to get better? This feedback can come from a number of different places. Maybe it can come from a teacher that you see weekly. Maybe it could come from a group that you join, such as the Online Violin Academy. All members always have the option to send me videos for specific targeted feedback. Maybe it could come from a friend. Be wary of giving yourself feedback, especially if you are not an experienced musician. A lot of times there are things that are easy to miss if you're not trained in what to look for. And finally, the last thing that you need to get better at the violin is patience. You are in it for the long run, and things are not going to get better overnight. A lot of my adult students, I see them get impatient. They think for some reason they should be better or should be ahead by now, instead of just accepting where they are. As long as they are putting in the time for efficient practice and taking my feedback, then I know they're going to succeed. A lot of times you'll wake up one day and that thing will just click. You've been struggling with vibrato for years, and then one day you can do it effortlessly. That doesn't just happen by chance. Every single thing that you do has prepared you for that. So if you have all three of those things, there is no doubt that you will get better at the violin. If you're looking for extra support, consider checking out my Online Violin Academy. You'll know exactly what and how to practice, plus get feedback from me. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know if you have any questions.